Ina bidiyo, kai ka damu je ka.
The military has taken over Abuja expressway, causing a massive traffic jam and leaving many people stranded. This surprise move has raised a lot of questions and concerns, especially since the big protest is planned for August 1st. The sudden blockage has stirred up emotions and speculations as Nigerians grapple with the implications of this unexpected development. The upcoming protests aim to highlight the rising cost of living and economic hardship faced by many Nigerians, organized by a coalition of civil society groups, labor union, and opposition parties. This protest calls for immediate government action to address issues like unemployment, poverty, and corruption. The protesters' demand reflects widespread frustration with the government's perceived failure to improve living conditions. Military sudden blockade of the Abuja Express complicates the situation. Many Nigerians are left wondering about the true motive behind this move. Official resources claim that the military action are a precautionary measure to prevent any potential threats to national security. According to these sources, intelligence reports suggest that certain groups may be planning to disrupt the peace during the protest, and the blockade is intended to thwart this threat. Despite these explanations, many Nigerians believe the blockade is an attempt to intimidate the public and discourage participants in the protest. They argue that the government is using the military to silence dissent and suppress the people's right to express their grievances. This perception has fueled anger and mistrust, adding to the tension surrounding planned demonstration. The protest scheduled to begin on August 1st is seen by many as crucial opportunities for Nigerians to voice their dissatisfaction with the current state of the country. The economic hardship has become unbearable for many, and there is a growing sense that urgent actions is needed. The protesters are calling for government to address the rising cost of living, create jobs, and take steps to reduce poverty. They are also demanding an end to corruption, improved security, and better governance. The military blockage, however, casts a shadow over these plans. The government's response to the protest has been mixed, sending conflicting signals to the public. On one hand, government officials, including Vice President Kashim Shettima, have appealed for restraint and urged Nigerians not to participate in the protest. They argue that while the government is committed to addressing the country's problem, protesting is not the appropriate solution. On the other hand, the deployment of military forces and the blockade of the Abuja expressway suggests a more aggressive stance. This heavy-handed approach has raised concerns about the government's true intention. Many Nigerians are left feeling confused and anxious as they try to make sense of the government's actions and what they mean for the future of the protest. The implications of the protest and the government's response are far-reaching. If the protest goes ahead as planned, it could lead to a confrontation between protesters and security forces. This scenario carries the risk of violent injury and even loss of life. The potential for such outcome has heightened the stakes, making the situation all more volatile. If the government succeeds in suppressing the protests, it could lead to a sense of frustration and hopelessness among the populace. Many Nigerians may feel that their voices are not being heard and that their concerns are being ignored. This could exacerbate existing problems and deepen the divide between the government and the people, leading to further instability. The protest and the government's response also have significant implications for Nigerians' democracy. If the government is seen as suppressing dissent, it could damage the country's reputation as a democratic nation. The perceived erosion of democratic principle could undermine trust in the government and its institution, potentially leading to long-term political and social consequences. Furthermore, the economic impact of the protests and the government's response cannot be overlooked. Disruption caused by the protests could affect businesses and economic activities, leading to financial losses for individuals and companies. It could also affect investors' confidence and hinder economic growth, adding another layer of complexity to an already challenging situation. As the protest date approaches, Nigerians are expressing their opinion and concerns through social media platforms using hashtags like Nigerian protest and August 1st protest to share their views. Support for the protest is widespread, with many Nigerians arguing that it is time for the government to listen to the people. They believe that the government has failed to deliver on its promises and that meaningful change is necessary. At the same time, there are concerns about the potentials for violence and disruptions. Some Nigerians are calling for peaceful protests and urging both the government and the protesters to avoid any actions that could lead to conflicts. They emphasize the importance of dialogue and negotiation in addressing the country's problem. The international community is also closely monitoring the importance of dialogue and negotiation in addressing the country's problem. The international community is also closely monitoring the situation in Nigeria. Various countries and organizations have issued statements calling for peaceful protests and urging the Nigerian government to respect the rights of protesters. The United States Embassy, the European Union, and human rights organizations like Amnesty International have all stressed the importance of restraint and dialogue. The African Union and the United Nations have also weighed in, emphasizing the need for calm and urging the Nigerian government to engage with the protesters constructively. These international voices highlight the global significance of the situation in Nigeria and the importance of finding a peaceful resolution. As August 1st approaches, the future remains uncertain. The protests represent a critical moment for Nigeria, a chance for the people to make their voices heard and demand change. However, the military blockade and the government's mixed messages have created an atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. Despite the challenges, many Nigerians remain hopeful. They believe that the protest is an opportunity for the country to come together and push for a better future. The outcome of this protest could shape Nigeria's trajectory, determining whether the government will listen to the people's demand or continue to suppress their voices. The situation in Nigeria is complex and fraught with challenges. The protest on August 1st is a culmination of widespread frustration and disappointment with the government. As the world watches, the Nigerian people are holding their breath, hoping for a peaceful and constructive outcome. The power to create change lies with the people, and this protest is a testament to their determination to build a better future for all Nigerians. So guys, that's the news for today. I saw it and I decided to share with you all. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye.